Okay, hello and welcome to another video. So in today's video I'm going to talk a little bit more about iron-on vinyl and how it can benefit you, what are the tips and tricks, and some troubleshooting questions that people ask every day. So I'm going to try and cover as much as I can and help you guys out. But before we get into that video, please remember to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get notifications every time I post a video. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So let's get our image that we want to use for today's video. So I'm gonna search for word super. Okay, and I'm going to use the word this super chef design, which is in design space, as you can see. Now this video I want to use a template, so I'm going to show you guys. So you're going to go to templates and I'm going to use apron because this is for super chef. Alright, so you can't move the template, as you can see. You can't do anything to it. So we're going to put our design in to see what it will look like and how we want to position it. There we go. I think that looks cute. So now we're going to zoom out. You can obviously change it, move it where you want it, resize it and things like that. Okay, so there's my design. I think it's perfect, and obviously you can use any template. So let's say you want to use a shirt, you can go for a shirt. There's so many templates. Here's for a golf shirt. Here's even a little bag, your Cricut machine. So there's really a lot of templates that you can use for anything that you want to brand. Alright, so there's so many different templates to use, but we're going to stick to the apron for today. Okay, so now we've got our apron, we've got our measurements. Obviously this is not necessarily the measurements that you need to use, so you need to measure your apron, of course. So I just want to show you guys something quickly. So let's say you've chosen this design, okay, but you maybe don't want the spatula in. You're gonna select your image, you're gonna go to contour, and you're just gonna select your spatula, and you're gonna go out, and there we go. Then it is not there anymore, so you don't have to use it as is. You can change the design as you want to. Okay, but I do want my spatula in, so I'm gonna keep it in. Then I'm just gonna quickly resize it to, let's do the height 15. And now, so you need to mirror your design. So what you can do is you can mirror it inside design space. So you're gonna select it, and then here where it says flipped, you can just say flip horizontally. So that's one way of mirroring your image. The second one is to go to make it. So I've got my Cricut Explore 3 connected. That's why I'm getting the 3 options, but I'm going to use the matte. I actually don't want, well, it's just, doesn't matter. Alright, so you can go here to mirror, and you can mirror your image, and you can obviously move it around to where you want to. Let's just put it there for now. Now, if you carry on and you forget, because it happens that sometimes you do forget to mirror your image, which has happened to me before. It happens to all of us. So I'm just going to choose Smart Iron-On. Alright, so here we go. Before you print anything, Design Space actually gives you this warning. Make sure mirror is turned on and iron-on material is face down, which is your shiny side down. So even if you do, in the event that you do forget it, because I mean we are all just human, Design Space will tell you. So that's fine. Alright. If you didn't mirror it, you can just go to cancel, and then you say yes, you want to cancel your cut, and you just put your mirror on or off. Here we go. Alright, so that's pretty easy for you to do. That's how easy it is to mirror your image for your iron-on. Now the reason for that is because you do your designs, you print them face down, because you're gonna press them face down, and that's the reason for mirroring your images. Otherwise it's not going to read correctly, especially if you were using words. Alright, so that is that. So the next question you're probably asking yourself is, what type or what kinds of vinyl do you get? You get so many different vinyls. I'm not going to mention all of them, I'm just going to mention a few that I know about that is very nice to use. So you get your normal everyday vinyl, which is, for me, I use the Cricut vinyl, which you can use for a lot of different materials. It works very quickly and easy to use, reads easy. Then you get a light iron-on vinyl, you get holographic vinyl, you get glitter vinyl, you get pattern vinyl, where it's a nice pattern and you can just like do your design or your wording, and it comes out amazing. And then of course you get a sport flex vinyl as well, which Cricut offers for like your sportswear. So if you've got a stretchy material that you want to put iron-on vinyl, I would suggest going for the sport flex, because it's flexible and it just works so much easier when using it on those stretchy materials. And then yeah, I think that's that. So what tools do you need for iron-on? You don't need a lot. You literally just need your Cricut machine, anyone. You can use the Cricut Joy, your Explore machines, or your Makers. So any three of those machines can cut iron-on vinyl. It also just depends on the size that you're going to cut and which machine you will be using. Then you don't necessarily need a heat press to press your iron-on vinyl. You can just use a normal iron. It does take a little bit longer because you can't really determine the heat function. So if you do use an iron, just don't put any water in and make sure it's not on steam, so that you can just easy press your iron-on vinyl. Yeah, it does take a little bit longer, but it works. I've done it before. Doesn't last as long, but once again, it's all about playing with how long it's gonna press and things like that, which I haven't done recently. But it's, yeah, like I said, it's all about trial and error. So vinyl does come with like your plastic cover, but in some cases you get material that is very sensitive to heat. In the case of that, you do need a heat protective sleeve. So you get different types of protective sheets which you can put on. If you don't have protective sheets, it's not a trench smash. You can just use a piece of material to cover your design, and you can just go over it if you use an iron or even your heat press. So just to cover your design so that it doesn't burn. And what I usually like to do is I like to press my design, I peel off the piece of plastic, and then I just put some like protective sheets on top, and then I just iron it again, or in this case I use my Easy Press Mini, just to make sure that that vinyl actually sticks properly. Yeah, so that is that. And also one thing that is very nice is for iron-on vinyl you don't need transfer tape, because it actually comes in with a built-in transfer tape, which is that plastic piece that is on the back of your iron-on vinyl. Alright, some questions that people are also asking, some troubleshooting that I thought I'd like to share with you guys today as well. So a lot of people will do iron-on vinyl, and then the material, the iron-on is not sticking to your material, and that happens quite often. So the questions you need to ask yourself is, what material are you ironing on? Is the material that you're using actually suitable or appropriate for you to be able to use iron-on? So for example, as far as I know, that you get those like PVC aprons, which is mainly for like painting and things like that. Of course, I haven't tried it yet, but I don't think iron-on will work on that, because you'll end up burning your apron or thing that you are ironing on. So yeah, different materials, different temperatures, all of those things does play a part in why your material might not stick. Sometimes you have to pre-wash the material, otherwise the iron-on will also not stick. Another thing is, which I've noticed, that sometimes, well, always, you have to preheat your material. If you don't preheat your material, that glue doesn't necessarily stick, and you have to like iron it longer or press it harder or longer, and it makes the process a little bit longer. So please just remember to preheat your garment or your material before you press on it. And then also, it all depends on your heat settings as well. Different materials have got different heat settings. So let's say you are pressing on denim. Denim is a much thicker material, so you're going to have to use more pressure, and it's going to be your heat settings will have to be more compared to, let's say, you want to print on cotton or silk. For example, if you want to print on silk, your heat settings is not going to be that high, because the chance of burning your material is much higher than doing it on like a denim. So there it comes in, your temperature, your pressure, all of those things do take a part in why your material might not be sticking. But yeah, the list goes on and on and on. Those are just the basic things that I know of that could be an issue. Alright, so it's obviously it's very confusing to know what the different temperatures is in the different materials, the different pressure, all of those things. So if you are using the Easy Press or the Easy Press Mini or the Easy Press 2, unfortunately at the moment they're not available in South Africa at the moment, but if you do have them, on Cricut website there is actually a heating guide which guides you through the process of what heat settings you need to use. So that is very helpful for you to use. Okay, another question that is asked regularly is, why after your first wash or second or third wash is your iron-on vinyl coming off? Now, there's a lot of reasons for that to be happening, but I'd say the most reasons for that is that the pre-wash option, if you didn't preheat it, or you didn't heat it properly, or you just didn't press it long enough or with the right temperature. So I'd say one of those options are usually the reasons for your iron-on coming off after a few washes. Okay, next question is, why is my iron-on vinyl wrinkled after I ironed it? Now, this personally has only happened once or twice to me, but the reason for that usually is that you're either using a hot peel or cold peel iron-on. So if you're using cold peel, usually you press it and you leave it for a few seconds before you peel off your plastic backing. A hot peel is usually as soon as you press it, you peel it off. Now, if you do get in the event that your iron-on is like, or material is like all wrinkled, then that usually is when you've lifted your plastic for your iron-on too soon, or your temperature just wasn't high enough, and then you just have to press it again. In the event that that may happen, you can always just put your plastic back on and just heat it up or press it again, and that should solve the problem. Next question, can you layer iron on vinyl? Yes, of course. So there's a lot of different ways to do this. You can do it in Design Space. What I usually do in Design Space is I will do my image in different colors, and then when you group all your colors together, and then when it prints, Design Space automatically sorts the colors for you, so that is very easy to do. Unfortunately, when you do press it, you're gonna have to press each color individually, because it's not like a transfer paper or transfer tape that you can just quickly layer everything before you stick it onto your surface. So, but yeah, it is definitely possible to do that. I do it often. I love the end result, and yes, so you can do that. Alright, so I hope that I have covered the very basic information of troubleshooting for iron-on vinyl and how to use iron-on vinyl, and how to use it in Design Space, how to use templates and all of those things. If there is anything that I did not mention in this video, please mention it in the comments below, and I will answer you guys' questions. If there's another video that you guys want to see, if you want to see me even do an actual garment for iron-on, let me know, and I'll see what I can do to help you guys out. Alright, so that is all from me for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.